This is RC Jim. I'm wondering, have you had an issue with your Spektrum NX6 with regard to the USB connector on the back? This radio originally was mine, and while it was still under warranty, it developed a fault to where it wouldn't charge through the USB, and it was a bit of a problem. Then I sold it to a friend of mine, and now he's had a similar problem, and the USB was messed up and he couldn't use it for a flight simulator. So I want to talk to you about how you go to replace that. Obviously I've already pulled some things, well actually he has pulled some things off of this already. But anyway, I'm going to show you how to do the fix, okay? So the first thing that we need to do is to get the back off. My friend has already gotten started with this. He attempted to repair himself. So he's already got the handle off. I'm not sure that was required. And then you've got the screws that came out of these holes here. So with that being the case, we then can pull off the back. And you will note that this is the ribbon cable is rather short, so you need to be careful. Normally you could just simply pop it off up here, but my buddy decided he was going to glue it on. He realizes that was a bit of brain fade after he'd done so. But anyway, that means I can't pull it loose there. And it can pull out from down here, but it's a bit more complicated. These guys here just unplug, so they can come loose quite easily. Just get your fingernail under the end of it. Each one comes out, each one just plugs onto its own side, so it's not a drama as to those things. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this board. Said replacing the USB, what you need to do is get a replacement board for that. So get my screwdrivers and we'll pull that loose. Okay, so that comes out just like so. Okay, so I can get this out of the way. Naturally, you want to be careful with your gimbals, but just normal weight on those isn't going to be an issue. I've got this hat down here just to help cradle it, but you know, as long as you're not banging on them or something, that's not going to be a problem. Okay, so this is the little board that needs to get replaced. Normally the USB connector would be there. My friend had that bust off when he was trying to, hook up something. And then this thing pulled out on him and he wasn't familiar with how that thing goes. We will show you how it does go so you don't have the same sort of problem. These little guys just are sitting on there and they come off quite easily. As you can see, I just dropped one here. Okay, so those guys will just set off to the side. Okay, so we are going to replace the ribbon cable and the board. You get these from Model Flight here in Australia. And that's the new USB connection there. And naturally, as you can see, that's just soldered onto the circuit board. You want to be careful when you're plugging into that and plugging out of it. Don't go yanking the thing around and jerking around and stuff. It has enough problems as it is. And you've got the other connectors there as well. Okay, this USB here, the little black piece in there is the bit that is clamping the ribbon cable in there. So your ribbon cable doesn't have a connector on it. It's just got the stuff on it. You want to be looking at the old one to see how it was configured, you know, which way it went in. So as I look at this, I can see that it's going in this way. So both of them got black on the back, but just looking where the stripes go on that. So the two stripes are going on the left-hand side as you're looking at the back. So that's going to go in there like that. And then this is going to go in there like that. So normally we just pull up on the little black thing, which is busted off on this, but we're going to replace that, so we're not going to worry about it. If you haven't messed this all up, then you just simply are going to pull back on the little black thing. So you can see that underneath here, it's got a little bit of a gap. That's where it's pulled up, and then when it's clamped down, it'll just be pushed down. And so you're pulling up on these black pieces. Be gentle with it, because they do break. Pull on these two little black pieces, and that unclamps it. So you'll be starting out that way as you put in your new one. But right now we want to get this speaker out of here, so we can get at the connector on the back. So I got 2 screws to take out for that. Okay. 2 screws, and you can see you got this back piece that's holding the speaker in. And the speaker has got this little thing to take the sound out to the front of the transmitter so you can hear it when you're flying. You can just unplug this if you wanted to, but if it will stay out of the way, that's not really a problem. Okay, so now we need to disconnect this one. Now the trick here is that this connector works differently than the other one. The other one you pull out on it, this one you pull up on it. And don't ask me why they do such a thing. But with this one here, you just simply fold that tab up. And I don't know if you can see that or not. Get it up where you can see it a little bit better. So this little piece here just folds. So when it's clamped, it's down. And when it's unclamped, it's up. Okay? And there it goes. Okay, so that removes that one. And we noted that the stripes needed to be to the left. So you need to remember that. These 2 stripes on the cable, they're off to the left. So as we put the new cable in, we want the stripes to the left. And I see also there's a little bit of a jig-jag on the end of this. And you can see that that's on the end that goes into the board. Okay, so that's also helping me to orient it correctly. So this just goes in there to where it is at the end, and it's in the middle. It's got little things to help it stay in the middle, but nonetheless we want to make sure it's square when we put it down, and we just fold over that thing there. That's got that in there nicely. So now we can put our speaker back in place. So we put that bit down and put this bit over top of it. And we'll get our screws in. Obviously, with any of these things where you're screwing them into plastic, take it easy with regard to tightening them up. It's not going to go anywhere. So just very slightly snug. Okay, now with our new board, I'm going to put it onto the back first, and then I will put the cable onto it. Okay, so this guy is going to go in there like that. So USB, you just look at the holes and match up the holes with what's happening. Okay, these little guys are going to be what holds it in, so just pop those into the hole on the circuit board. Okay, looks like you got a soldering iron onto that one, I don't know. Anyway. Okay. Okay, that's down in place. Okay, looks like that's okay. I'm just looking at this, and it looks to me like it's not down quite all the way. Let's loosen this one up, see if it is possible to make that thing fall into place a little bit better. Yeah. Looks like the connector's down in there as far as it can go. Yeah, that's just how it is. So I've got that angled up a little bit, and I would like it not to be angled up a little bit, but that socket is in there. And it's not going anywhere. Okay. Okay, so now for this one, we get it ready by having that out. We get our thing over here. We realize it's going to go like this, so we come up like that. We slot this guy in just above the black piece. And it needs to be all the way in and square, and we would like to press on both sides of that at once. This would be nice to have another finger, but nonetheless. Okay, so that's now in place. Look along the connectors to make sure it's parallel, so it's not kinked one way or the other. That all looks fine. So now we can plug these guys back in. You'll note that the holes are a little bit closer to one side than the other. So you got your red and black up at the top end there. So you're just matching it up the way it goes. Get it down in all the way. Okay, same thing with the connector on this other side. Holes are closer to the inside, so again the red and the black are going near the top. Now that guy just plugging in like so. Okay. Those are both in place. We've been careful not to be putting any stress onto the cable, not pulling on that. Goes back together, put your screws back in this particular case, handle back on and so forth, and that should be good to go. So, as simple as that. If this has been helpful to you, make sure that you subscribe. Just click on that little circle over there with my picture on it. Doesn't cost you anything, keeps these things handy. And then have a look at some of the other videos on our site. I'm RC Jim signing off. You have a great day. Enjoy your flying and your fixing.